Okay.
Trajectories. Yeah, because that's which way something's projecting. But this really isn't projecting out of nothing except through the ionosphere.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know how high that's up.
Well,
Stratosphere, ionosphere, all that.
All that stuff.
Yeah, science. Weird Al, science guy.
Yeah, I'm not a...
Hold up. Did you just combine Weird Al Yankovic and Bill Nye the Science Guy? Oh man, this one's going to be a lot of fun. Welcome to the Dummy-Kruger channel, everyone. On today's video, we find a local rapper known as Supreme Da Don playing Sovereign Citizen on an interstate in Maryland. I believe I've discovered a serious double threat, as I think he's going to be one of the greatest rappers ever, and he will also be the first sovereign citizen to win a court case arguing that he has the right to travel on the roads while driving. Don't believe me? Well, sit back, relax, and enjoy the Supreme Being's masterful work.
I'm sorry that this man has you scared, literally afraid like that, to where you think he's going to break your windshield out, your window, for no reason at all. He would not do that. I don't think that man was, threatening violently.
Do you have an ID or anything? Do you at least have a driver's license? So
There's a Fifth Amendment in the Constitution. I'm going to invoke the right to use that now and remain silent against any legal pertaining questions. So respectfully.
First, that's not how the Fifth Amendment works. And second, it most assuredly doesn't get you out of showing identification during a lawful traffic stop.
I'm not the one that pulled you over, so I don't even know what's going on.
He got mad because him and I were traveling down the interstate, and we happened to.
Excuse me.
It seemed like we happened to reach the same trajectory in our velocity.
Come again?
No. And he just
Your velocity?
I was just fooling around.
Oh.
I don't even think, maybe trajectory can be used towards a vehicle, probably.
Okay.
Trajectories. Yeah, because that's which way something's projecting. But this really isn't projecting out of nothing except through the ionosphere.
What?
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know how high that's up.
Well,
Stratosphere, ionosphere, all that.
All that stuff.
Yeah, science. Weird Al, science guy.
Yeah, I'm not a...
Me neither.
I'm not a...
Heck no.
I'm not a...
Astrologist or
Yeah,
meteorologist. We're none of them guys, no.
All I'm here for is to see if you have a driver's license, that's all.
Right. And which is funny because, which brings me to my Fourth Amendment,
Your Fourth
Second
Amendment?
Your Second Amendment?
And I think Fourth Amendment. My mouth's really dry, but
You're good.
every person born in the United States. Let me put this out. Every person born in the United States of America or naturalized here as a citizen has the right to travel in the interstate in this country, and they're allowed to have interstate travel too. And there's nobody allowed, no local or state government is allowed to infringe. That's in the Constitution.
Yeah, I'm going to need a citation for that. I guess there's a chance we're reading different constitutions.
Did you take an oath to uphold the Constitution? Okay, do you know that it is a felony to engage in your emergency lights when there is not an emergency taking place? And right now, there's numerous cops with, these are felony after felony after felony after felony, and there's absolutely no emergency.
So,
if somebody was traveling their personal property, all right, on their way to their destination, and they did not have the required policy card that, the policy enforcement agents require, all right, such drivers to have. I'm not driving shit. I'm traveling, sir. That's what I do. I travel. And I like to travel.
So what you're telling me is that you're not going to give me any ID?
I'm telling you I'm traveling, and I'm panicking. That's the last thing you can do, because I can't remain calm, honey, if you're panicking. How am I supposed to remain calm?
That's why I'm trying to stay calm.
Sweetheart,
now.
I am so tired of being hauled away in the jail, stripped from my children.
Take a sip of that so I can take a sip of it.
I just don't trust the whole crowd. The operation is fraudulent, man. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 just left. 5 people committing felonies for my ass, and I'm exercising my right to remain silent. They don't like that. It's alright.
I'm just hungry.
I don't care. See, you're just hungry. You're more worried about your stomach than my constitutional rights being violated. Do you know how much of a you're gonna look like to all these people?
Look, I get it. He's going to be a famous rapper one day. But there are over 100 million men over the age of 18 in the United States alone. I'm just throwing that out there.
So, I'm traveling my personal property.
You said, well, I couldn't hear you.
I said I'm traveling in my personal property to a destination on an interstate that's built just for people to travel with their personal property without infringement with any local or state government and the Constitution. Also, if you're an officer, you took an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America, and it's a felony to engage your emergency lights without an emergency taking place.
Yeah, that's not really a thing, Weird Al Science Guy.
There are felonies happening behind me, and you guys are worried about if I have a policy enforcement agent required identification card not required by any type of law that pertains to the United States of America.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering why the y'all be doing such things like this. This is insane. Like, who the thought it'd be a good idea to go around and pretend like, oh, there's a bunch of shit that exists when it doesn't. It just doesn't make any sense to me. You know, and
so what was your name? I didn't catch your name.
I am the executive beneficiary of the Cesta QV Trust and the aforementioned identity referred by your officer behind me. But
With a name like that, I bet it takes days to fill out paperwork when taking out a mortgage. I don't envy him at all.
other than that, you know.
So what can I call you? 'Cause that's a long sentence.
You can call me propria persona, which means I'm going to represent myself in this matter. Also, I'm going to make a showing for myself in this matter as a man given life and rights to live under the laws of God, because that's the only laws I understand. It's against my religion, honestly.
So call you appropriate persona? Is that what you said?
Yeah, propria persona. Yeah,
okay.
Propria persona. Yes, sir.
All right. Just hold tight, right back, okay?
That's fine.
All right, sir. So you're still going to refuse to identify yourself? Any license, registration?
I am going to exercise my Fifth Amendment and my right to remain silent on any questions pertaining any law, because my brain hurts from teaching you guys.
That's fine. So if that's the case, I'm going to need you to step out then.
No, I'm not going to do that.
You have to step out, sir.
But why?
So you need to step out from the vehicle. So what's
All right,
going
so
on
look,
now?
before I'm going to let you do that, I'm going to give you my driver's license.
Aw, man, I really believed in you. You're not even a real sovereign citizen. What happened to the Fifth Amendment and your right to travel? And you have a driver's license?
Now, draw the...
I'm
going to sue every one of y'all. All right, I'm going to sue every one of y'all. Sue every one of y'all.
The next thing I wanted to explain to you, we also detect an odor of marijuana.
I have a
coming
license
from
to have that, so off on that. Here's my license for that.
So here's what I need.
Here's
I
my
need
license
this-
for that, and that is not, bro, that is not...
I need you to just run to make sure it's valid.
Not probable cause for There's all my What you're doing is illegal as now you're doing illegal as now I got a license. No, I don't. I got a license and a car. But why? Why? I don't want to.
Please step out.
I don't want to. I'm doing this
That's fine if
against
you don't want to, but you need
against my own will. I
You can bring your
am
phone if you want.
against my free will. I am stepping out. You know, don't touch me, dude.
I'm
You'll
just
be
making sure you don't go into traffic.
This will be the. Hey, this is the second time today. Second time today harassed by police. I dare one of y'all to touch me.
If this is the second time you've been pulled over today, maybe it's not a police problem. Maybe it's a Supreme to Don problem.
What I'm going to do is empty my pockets out for you guys.
No, you don't have to do that.
I'm going to for my own safety. I don't know what the you're trying to do. For my own safety, I'm going to exercise the right to empty my pockets because they're mine, and I can do so.
A little known fact, the right to empty your pockets is in the Constitution.
Personal relations with people, you know, with people like me. I was in jail last year for assault on a police officer. You know that? You know why? Because I'm a hard motherfucker. Because while I was berating a state trooper, spittle from my mouth incidentally landed on his uniform. 18 fucking months, man. Straight up. What kind of fucking shit is that? Look. My tongue is so dry. It's stuck to my tongue. Look,
I see.
I can't even form saliva. My mouth was 5 hours drier than that when I caught that charge.
As it turns out, I guess he had 18 months in prison for spitting on a cop, despite the fact that he claims he couldn't have spit on the cop since he had dry mouth. I, for one, am shocked that this scientific experiment of sticking your mouth to your wallet didn't yield a not guilty verdict. Everyone knows if it doesn't stick, you must acquit.
I can read a name.
Stay back here.
Oh, yeah, that's
You can
right.
get there
I forgot. I was under a foreign identity. I was under a foreign occupation right now. I forgot. I was being held hostage by a foreign entity that is not recognized under the laws of God or the United States of America, because if it was, each one of you guys would be getting a felony for explaining your emergency sirens without being an emergency. But that's a felony in itself right there. Something that small is a felony. If I were to do this, I'd go to prison.
Well, if you're caught impersonating a police officer, you may very well end up in jail. However, all you really need to do is stick your wallet to your tongue and you should be good to go. So they finished searching him, they searched his car and didn't really find anything. They eventually do order him back into his car.
What?
You are so
But
fucking
I just want them to know on record that I charged to teach constitutional law, and ever since they engaged into a contract.
I gotta guess.
No, ever since they engaged into the contract with me 40 minutes ago.
Hey, do you have the registration for the truck just so you can scan it?
So that's where the video unfortunately ends. But I'm quite stubborn, so I needed answers. I first tried his comment section asking, "Awesome job." No sarcasm there at all, I promise. What ended up happening? To which he replied, "Absolutely nothing. I was given a warning for speeding, yet he was not equipped with radar. He gave me a warning for not giving him my driver's license when they forced my hand. In fact, I had to give it to them so they would not further assault my wife. Lawsuit is on the way for sure." So after getting a response, that still wasn't quite good enough for me. So what to do? Oh wait, didn't he flash his weed card on screen? Well, look at that. He did flash his weed card on screen. Thank you, Daniel. And as it turns out, he was telling us the truth. He must have shown his driver's license, registration, and insurance, and he wasn't ticketed. He was just given a warning. But what I did find out is he's been trying this nonsense ever since 2012. In April of 2012, he actually pled guilty to driving on a suspended driver's license, resulting in 10 days in jail. In 2014, he was caught driving on a suspended driver's license again and spent 10 more days in jail. In 2016, once again, caught driving with a suspended driver's license, where he got to spend 60 days in jail. In 2020, he was found guilty for not displaying his registration. In 2021, he again had a registration violation, which he pled guilty to. For something more recent, in October of 2022, he was actually hit with 6 charges that he's still currently fighting, which include negligent driving, vehicle in careless and imprudent manner endangering property, life, and person, a failure to control vehicle speed on highway. He also got hit with a reckless driving charge, a following too closely, and to top it all off, he ran after he got into this accident, which resulted in a failure to stop after accident involving damage to attending vehicle. And lastly, he also got hit with a failure to return or remain at the scene after an accident involving an attended vehicle. So as it turns out, he's an absolute piece of shit that shouldn't be allowed on the roads. How he would still argue sovereign citizen nonsense after all these guilty pleas is truly astounding. He also happens to have more criminal cases on the docket, so maybe they will get him off the roadways for at least a little bit. Alright, I think we'll wrap it up here today. But before we leave, who wants to see him rap? Well, it's something.
Gotta go to court a couple days, proud boy. Tell that judge, fuck you, you in the now, boy. Try to tell me better law, I don't know how, boy. Got my army hat on like a cowboy.
Oh dear Lord, please make it stop.